Hey guys, it's Dave here from Metal Roos, and I have Skinny from Mushroomhead. How you doing, mate?
Hey man, great to see you. Thanks for having me on and taking the time to do this interview.
All good, all good. Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm here in the studio in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh yeah, yep.
Just yeah, working on some promo material, currently, and getting ready for a show next week and a tour coming up real fast here.
Yeah. It's a good looking tour.
Yeah, we're real excited, man. It's going to be really good to get out there and play some of this new material.
Yeah, awesome. So heading over to that, you got the new album, Call the Devil. So you got I called it Lucky 13 New Songs, and it's the 13th album. Is that right?
I'm sorry, you broke up there. What was that?
I was saying I called it the Lucky 13 New Songs with the Lucky 13th album. Is
Oh
it the
yeah.
13th album?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, th this one this album came out really fast for us, or it came together really fast for us, and just really excited. I think you can hear the excitement in it. A lot of it was, the very much the post-COVID vibe. We just couldn't wait to get back in the studio and kind of put together some stuff. There was definitely some hunger on this album.
Yeah, I think you can hear it. I got kind of an early stream link that I could listen to, so I've been listening to it. I've been driving around, actually had it in the car cranking up, so it's loving it. It's awesome. Some great songs in there. Killer first song as well. Love the way the album opens.
Right on. Yeah, thank you. That's definitely one of my favorites. And that was, that speaking of songs coming together really fast, that was one that came together really quick. That was the first song that Gravy and I had sat down and started recording together. What that was like the result of one of the very first recording sessions, when we went back and listened to some of the things we were playing, because we didn't have anything planned out. We just went in and he was on guitar and I was on drums, and we just sat there and recorded for like an
Yep.
hour. And then we went back and listened to it, and there's like sections and grooves we kept, falling back to, and that actually ended up being the base of what turned into Eye to Eye. So it was just really cool right off the rip. We just had a lot of energy.
Yeah, and yeah, stuff like that. Like when that comes out, you kind of you know that's going to be um, sound very real and very can't think of the word at the moment, but I guess real, authentic.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely.
authentic kind of song.
Yeah, it was very spontaneous and just like I said, we didn't really think about writing, but that was the vibe of the day, and yeah, it came together really well.
Yeah, awesome. So going over to writing, is that kind of the usual thing? You guys go and jam out in the studio, or has it been different for other albums that where you kind
Yeah,
of write?
yeah, it's definitely collectively different every time. I mean, half of the album, or maybe, three-quarters of the album is done by, traditionally sitting down in a room with just drums and a piano, or say drums and a guitar,
Yep.
and just getting the general vibe and the groove uh, of what's happening, to kind of show us where it's at. And then there's other elements like some of the slower tempoed and more doomy things that are more heavily keyboard driven, that are some of it's just built off of, say, a melody, and someone will sing a phrase or something, it's like, ooh, sing that again, and then put a nice keyboard line underneath or some chords together, and it's like, okay, there's the vibe. So a lot of it happens that way for us, for sure.
Awesome. And then, how do you think the new albums evolved sound wise from other albums? Is there much evolution, or you kind of try and keep it pretty the same? Obviously, you change it up. That's what we do as musicians. But
Yeah, I think the biggest change, Mushroomhead's very diverse from song to song. So, you've got aggressive tempos and slower, more melodic, doomy pieces. So there's, a lot of variables and a lot of different styles going on, which, isn't like different from album to album. That is like the constant of how, things change like throughout the album. It's hard to pinpoint one song and say that's the sound of Mushroomhead. We're
Yeah,
very ADD, and our music kind of shows that. But that's
yeah.
been the
I think
one
that's an
constant of
awesome thing.
thanks. Yeah, but that's been the one constant of how ADD every album is.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Awesome, awesome. So, you started the band in '93, is that right?
yeah, 93 we played our first show. So
Yeah,
my first, dabbling with the ideas of all this started in very late 92. So yeah,
yeah,
here we are at 31 years later.
yeah. How's the ride been? It must have been crazy, crazy
You
times in there.
know, it is crazy. And the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah,
And it's crazy how fast time actually goes because
yeah. It
in
is.
the, thinking back to late 92, early 93, what did I want to do? I wanted to wake up every day and figure out how to push the band a little further every day.
Yeah,
And by doing that every day, it took 30 years and I'm still doing it. And every now and again, I can take a step back and look and go, wow, holy shit, 30 years just went by. And wow, I'm on album number 9. So there's something to show for it. And again, I'm just very grateful and proud to be able to make music and art for a living.
yeah. And I bet there was never a thought. So I'm similar, touring musician as well, but never a thought that there would be this COVID had happened and you would be forced to stay at home in your musical career. Wasn't that a crazy part of our existence?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think one of the things you can hear on this album is a little bit of that post COVID atmosphere and just the attitude that we were all, going through and experiencing. So there's, like I said, there's doom and gloom, but then there's a lot of hope and aggressiveness, and then there's a lot of fun. So it's like it kind of tells the tale of the whole world reopening back up, as far as emotionally and with the music going
Yeah,
hand in hand. There's just a lot you can relate to there, but that's kind of the vibe of how it happened too.
yeah,
So some songs were recorded way closer to when the world was still just kind of opening up, and then songs like "Fall in Line," which was the last song we did, was very late in the game. In the world, we were already back to touring. So there's a well-rounded variety of experiences that went into those songs. So you'll hear it all over the album.
yeah, yeah. And I think that was definitely an upside to the COVID thing is like you generally don't get to stop. And whether it's extra production in your music or stuff like that, it's as a musician, you often don't get that time where you're like, there is no gigs. So you do put more time into your production and stuff like that. It's something I don't think we'll ever go through again either.
Yeah, probably not. In hindsight, I'm glad it made me change my perspective and be grateful for what I did have, because I don't think I was as appreciative of it until it was taken away from me. And then it was
Yeah,
like, oh my God, what do you mean we can't tour? What do you mean I can't do this? What do you mean I can't do that? So now
yeah,
that we can do those things, man, I have such an appreciation for it. And again, I'm
yeah,
blessed every day to wake up and make music and art.
yeah, yeah, totally. And then over to some drum stuff. Always as a musician myself, so you used Tama kits.
Yeah, for a long, long time. Yeah,
Yep,
great
yep,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. They're their hardware you just can't beat, can you? Tama
No, you can
hardware.
do yeah, you can do so much with it. We've got a couple cool cage setups that are, like the double half rounds here and there. It's not too extravagant, but it's built well, it's tough, you know what I mean? It looks cool. And
Yep,
yeah, their stuff is like their hardware especially, it's just, top notch. And God, I think it was 2000, maybe 2001 when I first got endorsed by those guys. So we've been with Tama a long, long time. And
yep.
yeah, man, just they're bearing edges. They got their shit down. This stuff sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, it does. And then, so what actual kit do you use? What model of kit?
I think that because we go through quite a few. I think the
Yep.
current one is I think it's a Star Classic.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
But the newest one's pretty cool because it's all black with like that smoked chrome hardware. And
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah. And then
Take it out
Zildjian
on take it
symbols.
out on one tour and we'll ruin it. Don't worry.
Yeah. And then your Zildjian symbols you use.
Yeah, again, man, we've been with those guys since Ozfest actually was the first time.
Okay.
James McGathy, I think his name was. I met him. He was the major rep at the time that I got the endorsement deal with,
Yep.
and they've been amazing with us every time we have a cracked one, we just send it back and they send us a new one. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. That uh, one of the obviously the biggest symbol kind of company, and there is a reason why. It sounds good. Last. It's great service.
Yeah, they have a lot of good different styles from recording to live, and it's just a lot of fun stuff too, man. I really enjoy those guys. Like I said, it's been 20 plus years with both of them.
Yeah. So, your film clips, I kind of I deep dived a bit, even before this interview, probably a couple of months ago, deep dived into some of your film clips, and they're absolutely brilliant. You do a lot of
Thank you.
that production yourself, don't you? The kind of directing and stuff like that.
Yeah, directing, camera work, lighting,
Yep,
props, sets. We've got a small crew that we've been working with here. We're very DIY, but there's just a handful of us, and
yep,
it's just another passion for the craft, man. Just another extension of the form of art, and being able to be involved with the video stuff so much it's a blessing again, because once you finish the album and you get to pick a song and you get to bring all that to life one more time in a different way. It's really cool. But yeah, we get to do all of it, even the post production, the editing, and all that stuff. So it's a lot to learn, but we've been doing it ourselves for a long time, and over the course of years, learned picked up a few things along the way.
yeah. Yeah, I do very similar for my projects as well. But yeah, just having that kind of your hand in every part it's obviously a lot of work and it can be tiring, but it's you're pretty grateful at the end, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just cinematography in general and film, I'm a huge movie nerd and buff. And then, as far as camera gear and software, again, another nerd, I
Yeah,
talk about cameras and lenses all day. So
yeah,
that you fall in love with that world and you bring it into the whole element of Mushroomhead, and it's like just a whole nother extension for the art.
yeah. Well, I think you do an amazing job at it. I really
Thank you.
enjoyed deep diving into the clips, just very,
Thank you.
very well
Yeah.
done. So what do you got kind of future plans? You've got Incarceration Festival kicks off the tour, is that right?
Well, yeah, actually, that's next week, and then
Yep.
it's I think 10 days or 12 days or something, maybe 2 weeks after we head over to Europe,
Yep.
and there's like 2 weeks there. We're doing a few UK dates as well, while we're there, and then we come back and get ready for running the States in October. We're out for almost a whole month, and
Yep.
we're out with a couple of really heavy bands, and really looking forward to getting back out in the States and playing some of this new material.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right. Well, thank you heaps for your time. I appreciate you putting the time aside, and it was a great chat.
Yeah, absolutely, man. On a personal note, I just want to say thank you for all you do, and having you sharing the passion for metal and just the craft in general,
Yeah.
sharing it with the world as far as having, like I'm old school, so we had flyers, we had skateboard style, zines back in the day. All we went to Kinko's and printed everything ourselves, and
Yeah.
to see the ability to get your stuff out there and have people like you want to share it with the world with us. It means a lot. So seriously, thank you for your time today.
All good. You too. All right. Well, enjoy the getting the album out there and these two tours that are coming up. I think you're gonna have an awesome
Thank you.
time.
Right on, man. Thank you so much.
All right. See you later.
Take care.